Good morning, class 12 science. Welcome back to our online classes. In our last physical class, we are seeing the chemical reactions of aldehyde and ketones. So we'll continue with the same. So in our last class, if you remember, I mentioned the first reaction, chemical reactions of aldehyde and ketones. So we have done this reaction with HCN, hydrogen cyanide. Next, today we are going to see reaction with sodium bisulfite, reaction with Grignard reagent, this we are very familiar with, and reaction with ammonia and its derivative. So these four reactions we are going to cover today. Okay, so reaction with HCN. So we have already seen this reaction where we react aldehyde compounds with the hydrogen cyanide. As we know that between carbon and oxygen we have got double bond and they are polar in nature. That means we can break the bond towards the oxygen atom, oxygen carrying a negative charge and carbon carrying a positive charge. Now from hydrogen cyanide we have got H plus and Cn minus. So Cn minus will take the positive carbon atom and the H plus will take the oxygen carbon atom. So it will be going to form this compound, cyanohydrine, where you have got the carbon with one cyanide atom and with one OH group. So if it is this one, if it is acetaldehyde, that means if it is CH3 and if it is H, so it is going to form cyanohydrine, and that cyanohydrine will be known as acetyl cyanohydrine. When you take ketone, say for example CH3 and CH3 over here, that will be ketone. So when you react with HCN, it is going to form acetone cyanohydrine. This thing we have seen in the class. Now the second reaction, this one, reaction with sodium bisulfate. It is similar as with the hydrogen cyanide. Now over here this can be aldehyde or ketone. To be aldehyde this should be CH3H, and to be ketone it should be CH3CH3. Okay, now it is react with sodium hydrogen sulfide, or we call sodium bisulfite. What will happen? This we can see this is a salt, the Na plus Na will be the positive part, and SO3 will be a negative part. Na will be positive part and HSO3 is a negative part. Once again, when you break this bond, that means we'll break this bond in this way, okay, towards the oxygen atom. So in that way what will happen, this carbon will be positive and this oxygen will be negative. Now what will happen, in this part sodium is positive and this part is negative. So once again what will happen, this oxygen will take this sodium atom and this will take this bisulfite HSO3. Okay, so it will form this compound first, and after that there will be a proton transfer. How? This H which is present over there will substitute with this sodium. Okay, so that means H will come down, this will go up. Fine. Now that compound that is formed is known as bisulfite addition compound. Which is a white crystalline compound. Okay, now next, reaction with Grignard reagent. This reaction we have already seen in many times in our classes. Say for example, when formaldehyde reacts with Grignard reagent, it forms primary alcohol. And when acetaldehyde reacts with Grignard reagent, it is formed secondary alcohol. We have seen the mechanism. And when acetone reacts with Grignard reagent, it forms tertiary alcohol. Okay, for your practice, once again you can just complete this reaction. First you'll react with this, and after that acid hydrolysis, and see which primary alcohol you're getting. Similarly for secondary and tertiary, you can do it. Next, this reaction, it's very important to understand Now let us see reaction with ammonia and its derivatives. Okay, so the reaction of aldehyde and ketones with ammonia and its derivative. Now let us see. So over here we have taken the carbonyl compound, that is either aldehyde or ketone, and here we have taken the ammonia and its derivative. Ammonia is NH3, that means NH2, and this jet can be H, or the derivative that is this jet can be alkyl group, it can be CS3, aryl group C6H5, or this jet can be OH, that will be called as hydroxylamine, or it can be this jet can be NH2. So in that case it becomes NH2, that is hydrogen, or that jet can be C6H5NH, this we call phenyl hydrazine, or it can be this NH2 NHCO NH2, that is semi carbazide. Okay, now we have to see all these reactions with all these things. Okay, so say for example, first if you'll see with ammonia, so in ammonia this will be H. So when ammonia reacts with this one, what will happen generally? It will remove a molecule of water, that you have to keep in mind. When the carbonyl, that is aldehyde or ketones, react with ammonia and its derivatives, there is a removal of water. So how the water will be removed? This is the carbonyl compound and this is H2. So this H2 will take this oxygen and it will form a water molecule, whereas this carbon double bond will link with now nitrogen and it will form this compound, which will be the substituted product. Now we'll understand more this reaction in details with one by one. Okay, now so we have once again written the general equation that we have seen just now. Okay, after this, say for example, if this jet is H, hydrogen, that is ammonia. Now what will happen over here? Over here this will be the removal of H2O, and this is NH, we can say NH is remaining, so this double bond NH, this will be known as imine. Fine. Next, if you take this as Z as R, then it will be amine. R can be alkyl group or aryl group. Okay, so at that time this becomes C double bond NR. Just see that when you have got a carbonyl and H2N, this we are removing a molecule of water and we are link this nitrogen with the carbon atom double bond, so that will be a substituted imine, or we call shift base. Fine. Now when this jet is OH, we call it as hydroxylamine, as we know. And so what will happen, once again the similar, this will remove a molecule of water and then becomes NOH. This will be known as oxime. Okay, this will be known as oxime. If this you have taken as acetaldehyde, then the oxime form, that will be known as acetaldehyde oxime. If it is acetone, it will be known as acetone oxime. Similarly, we'll go for hydrogen. So in hydrogen, this is NH2 and this jet becomes NH2. So here also there will be a removal molecule of water and it will form C double bond N NH2. That we call hydrogen. Similarly, if it is acetaldehyde, we call it as acetaldehyde hydrogen. So we can see that from hydrogen it is forming hydrogen. Similarly, we can have phenyl hydrogen in place of jet. So in that case it will form this one, phenyl hydrogen. Okay, the reaction is similar. If you see this, then the carbonyl compound you have written H2N, then this is a removal of water only, and the other we have written the product in the combined form, hydrogen. Similarly, this one is 2,4-DNP. DNP means dinitrophenyl hydrogen. So we have got 2 nitro and this is phenyl hydrogen. Because of that we call it as, and the position of this 2 with respect to this is 2 and 4, 2,4-dinitro, and this is phenyl hydrogen. Okay, so once again similarly over here, if the G will be this one, then it will form this one, that will be known as 2,4-dinitrophenyl hydrazone. Okay, similarly if this Z is last this compound, that is NHCONS2, semi carbazide we called, so it will form this product which is known as semi carbazone. Once again, if it is acetaldehyde, we formed acetaldehyde semi carbazone. If it is ketone or acetone, it will form acetone semi carbazone. Okay, now today's assignment number one. Question number one, give the balance equation for the following. Number one, acetaldehyde reacts with hydrogen cyanide. Number two, acetone reacts with sodium bisulfite. Question number three, acetaldehyde reacts with CH3CH2MgI, that is Grignard reagent. You need to write on the product. Next, question number two, write the chemical equations for the following. When acetaldehyde reacts with hydroxylamine NH2OH, what will happen? Acetone reacts with hydrazine NH2NH2, what will happen? And C, acetaldehyde reacts with phenylhydrazine, what it is going to form? And question number three is, what happens when the following reaction takes place? Number one, acetone reacts with 2,4-DNP. And question number two, acetaldehyde reacts with semicarbazide. So complete this assignment and send it in my mail.